Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, rather had fun,
Because I do want to talk about this front office sports profile on China and their play into pickleball because I thought it was really interesting. Did you look at this?
I did. I read through that article. Yeah.
So
take it away.
yeah, I think just like some high points, right, or some talking points from this. China, like, they want to lead the world in pickleball, right? So in 5 years, they expect to have 10,000 courts, which is about how many the U.S. has. As far as like the last report, I'm sure it's much higher now. And they want to have 100 million players, and the goal is Olympic domination. Obviously, they've been very successful in badminton and table tennis, and they want to essentially replicate that, but for pickleball. And so Seymour Rifkin, who, what's he best known for? I guess the World Pickleball Federation. I think he was pretty
started
involved
the Pickleball Hall of Fame before I think USAP started a competitor to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, right. And he's just been like an ambassador for the sport.
He runs IPTPA, which is the coaching certification. He runs, I think, founded, what did you say, the WPF?
Yeah,
right?
the World Pickleball Federation.
And the Pickleball Hall of Fame. And I think there's probably some other stuff. He does a lot of stuff. Seymour. Actually, Seymour is one of the first few people that I started playing pickleball with back in the Chicago area. So he was a GOAT back then. And has over the last few years definitely spent more of his time off the court, doing this type of stuff. But yeah, good dude. I've known him for a while. Polarizing, like he doesn't hold back, right? Like he has big beef with USA Pickleball. He's got right. He's got his if he's got an opinion, he's gonna say it.
Yeah, so I've never met him. He sounds like he's a pretty intense guy. It like does Ironmans and triathlons and stuff like that. But he's been taking these groups of people over to China to sort of spread the word and spread the game. I was asking around based on some of the numbers in this article, and I think he might have been exaggerating a little bit, but a few interesting tidbits from this, right? So,
well, the way that I read it though was, this is his conversation with a Chinese official, which is then being picked up by front office sports. So it is a little bit of a game of telephone, right?
Okay, interesting. Yeah, I mean, because so I'll read through some of these numbers, right? Like, so he said that he inquired how many students attended a university that he was visiting in China. He was told 50,000 people attended the university. And he asked how many play pickleball, and they said 25,000. That's insane. It also is something I find very hard to believe, which is why I'm sort of like, my radar's up here because I don't know, some of these numbers just seem insane. He said that he went and he had a few pros, and they did an exhibition, and the exhibition had 4.8 million in viewership. For comparison, last November's USA Pickleball National Championships had 2.6 million, and I think there was questions around how we got to that 2.6 million number. For further comparison, the World Series averages 9.1 million viewers per game. So those are like insane numbers. I mean, even if they're like a fraction of that in reality, like still pretty crazy when you think about it.
I mean, I would imagine one of the three of us would have seen that video, if that were the case.
Well, no, it was aired in China.
Right. But although there was something I saw in that article about like filling up a stadium to watch this exhibition, I believe.
Yeah.
Like I would have.
And he said everyone in the stadium bowed to him when he walked in. That must have been interesting.
Yeah, I would. I mean, like
the pickleball god.
I would think there's got to be somebody taking pictures of this stuff, right? Although it is a little dicey over there. If you're, I know there's not very much freedom of press. I don't know if you can't like take pictures or whatever, but like I would think that if this is really, filling up a stadium, like you should have somebody take a picture of that.
Yeah. There's like just no evidence of this other than these quotes.
But like, here's the thing. it is very, very believable, right? Like, and there is, the reason we're talking about it is because it makes sense, right? Like we said, you know, China has tons and tons of badminton courts, and they're the same exact specifications. You just have to move the kitchen line a foot further back. So they have the infrastructure already built. They have a literally 1 billion people and a very big table tennis population there. So they have people who are interested in paddle and racket sports, and they have the courts basically already. So like it does make a ton of sense that this could take off unbelievably quickly there.
Yeah.
Which is why we're, talking about it.
Yep. They have most of the manufacturers of pickleball paddles. Yeah, I mean, I think there's just also the broader point of if China really gets into pickleball, that increases the chances of pickleball, sticking around and not plateauing or eventually sort of dropping off like after this initial bubble that some claim it is. But they'll also help push it into the Olympics, make it more of a global sport. But then, so there's this UV guy, right? So he's a pro out of India, I believe, and he was on It Feels Right. And he said, this is sort of his quote about China getting into pickleball. These guys are going so serious. They are not going to compete in tournaments in the next 3 to 5 years. They're just sitting and grinding and training every day. They're not even allowed to post videos. So the world is not allowed to know where China's level is. Then one day when they're ready, they're just going to come and take over. Pretty interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting, but I think there needs, like in Duper, there needs to be some connectivity, right? Like there needs to be some link between them and us for them to even have a reference of whether what they're doing is correct.
Okay.
Right? Like how do they know if that's really the strategy? How do they know?
I don't even think you're trying to tee up my next point here, but it's perfect.
I'm not.
So
what is the next deal?
Duper has a legitimate deal with the Chinese government, right?
Oh, okay. That was a good segue.
Yeah. They've been spending time in China. They've helped facilitate over 30 tournaments. They've done them in like Beijing, Shanghai, and a bunch of other cities. One of these Chinese officials that they've been dealing with is touting Duper as the bridge between pickleball in China and globally. And he kind of said that at this, like one of these pickleball events, right? They have contracted 2 Chinese influencers who have partnered with the Chinese Tennis Association. And they are kind of helping to lead the development of pickleball in China. And then, so I think it's only been 7 months that Duper's been in China, and China is one of their top 5 countries now. So, what does that actually mean in numbers? I don't know. But, it's gaining traction. And the fact that there is Duper is going to your point, be able to indicate, how good are these Chinese players relative to, U.S., India, Australia, Canada. So there is that connectivity, right?
Interesting. But even, at the pro level, like they can't train in solitude. Is that right? Yeah, by themselves. They can't train by themselves.
They don't have the talent. Right. They're not going to get good reps unless they start. They're going to need to send a faction of Chinese players over to compete on the PPA or something.
Right. Or at least they would need to hire some recently retired pros or something, or some pros. They would need to get some people that they don't consider to be a threat to go over there, play against them, so they can at least sort of gauge their progress.
Yeah.
Right? They have no metric to measure how good they are if this is the plan.
Right. Yeah.
No, but I mean, you see it with table tennis, right? You see the way that they have kids grinding from the age of 3 years old. When I see those table tennis points of some 4-year-old girl that can barely see over the table, just balling out, that's what we're up against, boys.
Yeah. Yeah. The obsession will be there. But yeah, I think we've said this before, right? You can dink all day, you can work on your fundamentals, you can work on your thirds, but unless you're playing against the top talent, you're not going to reach that level. So that's going to be their biggest barrier.
Hey, what's up, bro? Hey, you into pickleball at all? You into pickleball? No? Alright. I've got a nice little side hustle going here. I basically just show up at pickleball courts and I bring some products that they might need, and I slang pickleball products. With pickleball being such a hot sport right now, there's a lot of different products coming out and it's hard to keep up with. So I just basically bring the products directly to the customer right here. Hey bro. Hey, you're looking thirsty out there. You need one of these ice shakers? You know, to be honest with you though, all I'm really doing is I just subscribe to the pickleball box, and it comes straight to my door with all the hottest pickleball gear in here, and it's like $250 worth of stuff, and I get it for 99 bucks. Hey Donna, I got that new Fila zip up you were asking about right here. Yeah, that pickleball Fila zip up, yeah. Yo, these pickleball junkies, man, once you give them a taste of that new product that they got coming out, they can't get enough of it. Hey Tom, weren't you asking about some pickleball socks, man? I got some socks right here for you, brand new. Yo, did y'all need some sunblock? Was somebody asking about some sunblock? Hey, what's up, bro? You want to check out what all I got? Yeah, come check it out, man. Check it out. Wait. Cops, dude. Cops. Be cool. What's up, officer? Good day? Having a good day? Good. All right, check it out.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, rather had fun, yeah.